you can be even in the United States, you can be, if you're working in the establishment, okay, or you work in an establishment institution, okay, a journalist may have very radical ideas about many things, and so he may be in social matters, on matters of abortion, maybe hugely liberal, okay? And then, but when it comes to the question of the national state, the thing, he won't say anything. So, the problem is that Pakistan being an underdeveloped country, is not obviously like the US. The US system is a little bit more robust, that it can tolerate certain forms of dissent. But in Pakistan, it cannot. That's what he's trying to say. So Talat may be a fantastic guy, there's no... but he can also be... He knows that he cannot...
Yeah, Robin, there is
cannot
more
go
to it,
against...
So
he was... One second. Hold that thought.
I'm not getting into the details. I don't want to get into
when he said Faridkot doesn't exist, he's lying? The guy who says Faridkot, he's lying?
Obviously he's lying.
So on one hand, he's doing some good stuff. On the other hand, he's doing propaganda on behalf of the military. Okay, now I understand.
Of course, that's what he's doing. Faridkot, everybody knows Faridkot exists. The guy went and talked to the kid's mother, and talked to his father the first day. When the Guardian guy actually went to Faridkot, he tracked him down, and then he actually talked to the father of the man, and he said, yes, he's my son. But the next day when they went back, he had disappeared. Okay, he had disappeared, and suddenly the people who had told him that he is so-and-so suddenly said, no, we don't know who he is. Okay?
So Faridkot was the guy who was involved in the Bombay bombing?
Bombay, the guy who was called Kasab, Kasab.
यार बात ये है कि इस सारी इक्वेशन में एक जो अननोन है वो जो कि उन्होंने नहीं माना, but Talat is just one of tons of so-called liberal, educated, who can see the view from 40,000 feet and all that crap. Okay? Yeah. When it comes to India, all bets are off.
When it comes,
where does it come from? I don't know.
No, but India. You have to look at it. India is just the boogie. If India wasn't there, if something else would have been there.
Exactly.
But let's get to the root of this problem. The root of the problem is Talat will go as far as he can go. He is not a fool, he makes his living, he has to feed his family, he has to live a certain style of life, he is not
यार मैं पता क्या point कह रहा हूँ Robin, I'm so that's a totally different point. इस सारी equation के अंदर यार दुनिया जो है ना दो चीज़ों पे चल रही है. One is sex, the other is money. Agree or disagree? Please don't disagree. You will lose all credibility. Eventually,
and both have to do with power too.
Yeah, both with power. Yeah.
Okay, Robin. उसके पीछे reason के पीछे के reason जो mother of all reasons जो है ना वो आके they're basically एक दो नौबें हमारी जो में drive करती हैं. That's what it is. And what drives the societies. इस सारे issue के अंदर जो एक factor जो नहीं consider कर रहा है वो ये है कि यार if वो ज़ैद हामिद जो है public loves him. He talks hatred. Public loves to hear him.
But that's just like Rush Limbaugh and idiots Hannity, Fox TV. Same thing.
I mean, एक point of view है कि जी एक elaborate scheme के तहत army जो है उस बंदे को 6 घंटे का time दे रही है. That might be the reason. But what you're totally missing, the other part of the picture is that is what public wants to. That's what makes the money for the channel.
तो वो जैसे यहाँ पे भी वही होता है.
I don't think that's a very credible view, frankly.
No, but the same thing happens here, right?
Things have to.
No, you see.
Fox TV, all this hype, almost every program on Fox TV.
My nephew,
crap.
मेरा सगे भाई का बेटा, he's a foot soldier for this Azeez Ahmed guy. He has mass support.
I know, of course.
He is like the जिस तरह यहाँ पे I don't know यहाँ पे जो teenagers के जो idols होते हैं, he's the idol.
So what kind of what kind of people are supporting him?
Young folks, they're very very excited about the guy who has.
Are they educated people?
यार मेरा nephew यार he's a medical school में जा रहा है.
But that might be the reason why he does it. If you ask me, I mean, this is going to be counterintuitive from perhaps your standpoint. the support for radical views of that kind. I'm using the word radical, by the way, for the sake of convenience. Because, okay. Always has support of highly educated, urbanized people all over the world. All over the world, if you ask me. If you look at India, I can give you the example of Nazi Germany as well, by the way. We could, if you look at where the membership of the parties come from, okay, in India, every study has shown repeatedly, insistently, that communalism is much more deeply ingrained among urban, educated people than it is among people living in the rural countryside who are not educated. Much more deeply ingrained.
What is the reason, they say?
There are lots of reasons for that. Partly it has to do with the fact that there is a split between religion as ideology and religion as faith. You see, what's happening here is the transformation of religion purely into an ideology. That is it, it's an instrument. Because from my standpoint, in fact, the people who are the most zealot about these things, they are the least religious. The least religious, that is to say that they're not operating with the idiom of religion as faith at all. They're operating only with the idiom of religion as ideology.
By ideology,
it's a form of instrumental rationality. It's a form of instrumental rationality.
Okay.
You see?
Yeah.
Okay. जो आप जो बता रहे हैं वो, and from my standpoint, it is exactly a feature of that split that you find. So now the question will be, how far has that actually gone into the countryside everywhere? All right. That is, how far is that view of Islam even really commensurate with a kind of a lived form of Islam?
But I think for example, वही जो पाँचों के एंटी इंडिया हेटेड को मैं वो कर रहा हूँ. So लश्कर तैयबा के, do you think their majority of the soldiers come from big cities and college students? No.
But the
mostly are the very
they're already soldiers. That's a small sample. That's not. No. You can't use the soldier as a sample for explaining the whole population.
So
कैसे कर सकते हैं?
मुख्तलिफ किस्म के supporters हैं. एक soldier है, एक follower है.
बात ही अलग होगी वो
action नहीं लेता.
तो आप, you can be somebody else and you can motivate them in another direction also.
Because you are being constantly hammered into accepting a certain mode of thinking. वो तो बात ही अलग है. Your ordinary peasant or farmer जो है या shopkeeper जो है,
chicken egg वाली problem होगी ना?
नहीं, chicken egg वाली problem नहीं है ये. नहीं. What is it? मतलब that metaphor is not going to be helpful here. देखिए, मैं ये कह रहा हूँ कि okay, you're saying